Carlos Slim. He is an entrepreneur. He was born in Mexico City, Mexico, on January 28, 1940. His father's name was Julian Slim Short and mother's name was Linda Heluata. His father was a successful dry goods business owner. Slim and his siblings were taught business from an early age by their father, and by the age of 12, Slim bought shares in a Mexican bank. Although his father died in 1953, Slim continued to work in his business until he was 17. He attended the National Autonomous University of Mexico to study civil engineering. He also taught algebra and linear programming while at school and went into business immediately after graduating. Working from the strong business foundation built by his father, Slim began his own career as a trader in Mexico and soon went on to start his own brokerage that invested in individual businesses. By 1965, his capital had grown big enough that he was incorporating other companies or buying them outright. By 1966, he was already would be worth an estimated United States $40 million and growing. Although his early career saw him investing in many different individual businesses, his main focus was construction, mining and real estate, and he continued to acquire businesses in those fields. Slim married Samaya Dummett in 1967, and the couple had 6 children together. During the 1970s, he continued growing his empire by establishing and purchasing companies in various industries. By 1980, he had unified his various interests into the parent company Grupo Galas, which brought all of his holdings together. In 1982, the falling prices of oil caused the mostly oil-based economy of Mexico to suffer and collapse as banks became nationalized and the value of the Mexican currency peso plummeted. During the next few years of economic downturn, Slim increased his acquisition efforts and gained large shares in the Mexican branches of international companies, including a 50% share in the Hershey Company. In 1990, his conglomerate Grupo Carso became a public company worldwide. This is also the year that he began extending his influence into telephone communications, working with France Telecom and the Southwestern Bell Corporation to buy the phone company Telmex from the Mexican government. This was the start of what would end in an almost complete takeover of the nation's landline and eventually mobile phone service. After decades of purchasing the Mexican branches of many international companies, Slim's interests began to reach beyond Latin America. He developed a United States branch of his phone company Telmex and also purchased stake in TracFone, a United States-based mobile company. He also underwent heart surgery and began to back away from the daily workings of his business, passing the reins to children and family members. During the 2000s, he continued to build his empire in the United States and Latin America, buying and selling companies and increasing his stakes in his long-standing mobile phone and tobacco interests. He invested in many diverse companies during this time, including the New York Times Company, Saks Fifth Avenue and the airline Volaris. On 23 April 2014, Slim gained control of his first successful European acquisition, Telekom Austria. The company has already established mobile services in 7 European countries, and Slim views it as an excellent opportunity to expand into the Central and Eastern European markets. As of January 15, 2015, he became the largest individual shareholder in the New York Times Company with a holding of 16.8%. Slim cashed in on loans given to the company when it was floundering at the beginning of the United States recession to acquire these shares. An inquisitive businessman, Slim has amassed a wide range of industries under his company Grupo Carso. Forbes magazine has named this billionaire the richest man in the world 4 times. "There are people who are good for letters and others that are good for numbers," said Carlos Slim.